Going on, Jerome's. So the Vikings and ESPN, they have this like frenemy relationship, or generally ESPN likes to poo-poo on the Vikings, and it is mock draft season, and everyone and their mom is on mock draft 17.5972. And Mike Tannenbaum, writing for ESPN, also I think he's the founder of the 33rd team. Former general manager of the Jets, also was involved with the Dolphins. He did up a mock draft, and he was thinking outside the box, so I'll give him credit there. But the Vikings, in his mock draft, trade for Kyler Murray, which we'll get into. So let's take a look at this mock. Also, it's so weird. Like, the Kyler trade is the only trade in this mock draft. Anyways, 1, Caleb Williams, 2, Drake May, 3, Jaden Daniels, win, play, show. Now, that does make all the sense in the world. As the commies looking for their future franchise quarterback, New England, they need to find an identity. And I do think that maybe they see themselves as so far away that they could trade down and still acquire a quarterback in this class, as well as get up some nice, sweet draft capital. And the Vikings moving out for Jaden Daniels and or J.J. McCarthy certainly could make sense for them. It could be a win-win. 4, so here's where things get interesting. So he's got the Cardinals taking J.J. McCarthy, Dynamite, and the Cardinals seem to be all in with Kyler Murray, or even him coming off the ACL last year. And by all accounts, Monty Ossenfort and company, Jonathan Gannon, are rolling with Kyler, and could and should be in the hunt for wide receiver 1, offensive tackle 1, etc. But they throw a massive curveball into this draft where they don't trade out a 4 and they stick and pick, and they take J.J. McCarthy. So, and also, like we said, there's no other trades in this draft except for the Vikings. All to the Chargers, Malik Neighbors to the Giants. I love, Neighbors wide receiver 1. J.C. Latham going to the Tennessee Titans. They get a supersized tackle. Dallas Turner setting the edge for the Falcons. Marvin Harrison Jr. the Bears. Hey, now, is Tannenbaum in league with the Bears so they get Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. just by doing nothing? Come on, man. Come on. 10, his former team, the Jets. I'm surprised he didn't draft a kicker for the Jets. I don't know if he's better. Who knows? But Fashanu going to the Jets. Now, the mock projected trade. So the Vikings send number 11 to the Cardinals for Kyler and 66 overall, third-round pick, which on its face, that's not bad. Where Kyler, whatever you may think of Kyler, I think that Kyler is a high variance top 12 to 15-ish quarterback on a given day. He could rise, he could fall, depending on what's going on there. It did sort of bug me that they had to include basically a no video game clause in his extension. But Kyler, he's shown that he's fully capable of putting up numbers. He's capable of leading a team and doing the damn thing. But is he the guy that's going to put you over the top? Is he the guy that's going to lead you to the Super Bowl? Is he a guy that you win because of? I don't know. And part and parcel of that is the contract, where, the Vikings have done a phenomenal job clearing up cap, and they're trying to enjoy the benefits of their starting quarterback on his rookie deal. Kyler coming in would change the calculus, and the Vikings would inherit a $37 million base salary, which would be on their books for this year, which they'd have to do some cap gymnastics to do. So it's doable if they want to go down this route. I just don't see them doing this. But let's get into Tannenbaum's rationale here. I drafted J.J. McCarthy at number 4 to take over under center in Arizona, so Murray becomes a trade candidate, and Minnesota's still searching for quarterback answers after missing out on the top 4 passers in the class. I don't love the scheme fit for Bo Nix in Minnesota. It's too early for Penix Jr. Well, then go a different direction at 11, likely defense, and then take Penix Jr. at 23. So here's my proposition to clear some cap space for the Cardinals. Officially start the McCarthy era in Arizona and fix the Vikings quarterback issue. No. I feel like the Cardinals should have to take on some of Kyler's salary this year, just to work things out with the cap. In my mind, and also, Tannenbaum is a former capologist. I think that's how he made his bones with the Jets. So he's got to know that the Vikings probably aren't in position to take on that $37 million this year. Come on, man. Come on. In my mind, number 11 pick for Murray straight up is too rich, and 23, Minnesota's other first rounder on its own is not enough, so I'm attaching a third rounder, blah, 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 blah. From the Viking standpoint, everything I said earlier about Murray's durability still matters, but he's cheaper and younger than Kirk Cousins would have to re-sign, blah, blah, blah. So you get a guy who's more high variance, has a lower floor than Kirk Cousins, costs roughly the same, and also has multiple years left on his extension, and also you're worried about his durability, and also worried about his commitment. But other than that, it's really, really good. Psh, please. So the Cardinals take Quinion Mitchell. Blah, 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 blah. Vikings eventually at 23 in this mock draft to take Johnny Newton, which I would love. But that's really beside the point here. The point here is, no, I don't see it. Unless it's a spot where, hey, the Cardinals say like, hey, we're taking McCarthy, and then it's pretty obvious that they're not going to hang on to both of them. Like they could theoretically, and McCarthy could be Kyler's backup, or if McCarthy wins the job, they could just trade him, but it would be for peanuts. And the Vikings have a lot of leverage in this spot because they don't need Kyler. Right, like I said, they could go in a different direction at 11. They could take Penix or Nix at 23, or get Rattler or Pratt a little bit later on, day 2. They could do that. And also, I feel like they're happy with Darnold. Like, I wouldn't understand this one, even if they didn't have Darnold. I kind of get it, but the fact that you do have Darnold and he's a guy that you feel relatively comfortable with starting, from everything we've gathered from Kevin O'Connell, I don't know, man. So, Tannenbaum, nah. And again, it's just ESPN just targeting the Vikings because, like I said, this is the only freaking trade in this entire mock draft is the Vikings trading for Kyler Murray. So, would it be fun? Sure. Would it be a little bit divisive to the locker room? Maybe. And would it go against the grain of everything the Vikings been building up to do cap-wise? Moving on from Kirk Cousins? Yes. Yes, it would. But other than that, it's a really, really good trade. I don't know, man. I don't know. But your thoughts are thoughts. ESPN, Mike Tannenbaum, former Jets GM, his mock draft, Kyler traded to the Vikings? Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts and his thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.